You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, it doesn't matter what you have. It's like where your mind is.
Right.
And so you think that the solution is one thing when it's really just reprogramming yourself.
Right. Internal.
Yep.
It's all
It's
internal.
always,
All
So
internal.
that's why I appreciate what you're doing, man. That's why I appreciate like stumbling across your page and all, because this is one of those areas that obviously invaluable to get in line.
Right.
So anyway, I won't keep you too long with
No,
that.
you're fine, man. You're fine. You're fine.
Man.
So we can go ahead and get started in
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? Going on, good people? I have Mr. Don Carter here with me, and just wanted to showcase his story because he started working with us close to about 90 days ago, almost 90 to 100 days ago, when it came to his credit, and just wanted to showcase his story and where he started and where he is now. So Don, thanks for doing this for us and being here, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, my pleasure.
Absolutely, man. So tell me, man, what was it that initially made you decide to I guess inquire about working with myself and my company?
Well, I mean, I came across your page on Instagram, your Instagram account. I was just intrigued with the things that you were saying about money and understanding for myself, um, that being a part of my life that I really wanted to get in order, and not really knowing a lot about credit, not knowing about how to manage it. Um, yeah, the information that you gave was so valuable and inspirational that it was like, yo, let me holler at this cat a little bit and see what's up. Um, and then just seeing your own genuineness and then your credibility with seeing other people's stories, it was like I just felt like I could trust what you were doing. Came across real clean and genuine, and so having already had the thought to be looking into improving my financial situation and understanding a little bit of how credit contributes to that, it just kind of sent me on this journey of learning more about my money EDUs. That's what it's called, right? And really trying to learn and internalize how I could become better financial steward. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And okay, that's what's up. And everybody has like a story in terms of like what got them to bad credit. Like my story was, and a lot of people, they just see on Instagram or Facebook how I improved my credit 224 points. But what happened with me was, as an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, I had this business deal I pieced together, was thinking it was going to go through. I was like 25 years old at the time, thought I knew everything. And when the deal was all said and done, I was going to make over $100,000 on one deal. But it didn't go through, lost all my money, messed up my credit, had to move back in with my parents, lost my job. I mean, everything. And that's kind of like what got me to rock bottom and fixing my credit. Well, going back and messing it up and then figuring out how to fix it. But what's your story, man? Like, what happened for you? I know, we don't generally, we all start off at a clean place credit wise, and because of lack of education information, stuff happens. So what happened with you, man, if you mind sharing?
Yeah, so my story is twofold, really. Coming right out of high school, I remember getting to college and getting those offers for credit cards, right?
It happened to me.
And not having any idea whatsoever. It was just like, yo, I got no income, I got no job, I got no nothing, but they're willing to give me this little card. So you see kind of how the system works to entrap you, really.
Right.
So as a young guy, started spending money I didn't have, just because it was there. And so I got myself into the habit of doing that for a couple. I mean, it didn't take long to max out credit cards and whatnot, and not have any means of paying it back. So I started off my adult life with bad credit without even knowing it. Bad credit habits, at least. Obviously not being trained and taught how to deal with money rightly. And so that carried into my adulthood. I got married at a pretty young age, 23. And so then I started a family, and just with these same habits. So we would always just be living check to check or less, and spending more than what we had. So I had a really bad credit score at one point, and then looked into some things and started learning how to actually not live that way, and went probably 6-7 years And then I had good credit again because that stuff, I guess, fell off at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And so then that re-energized that same thing. It's like, oh, I got good credit. Let's go buy some stuff. I mean, it was just stupid. I remember just spending money at retail stores, getting Best Buy card, department store cards, and still maintaining that same habit to where just way overextended. And then I know we talked briefly about this a bit ago. I reached a point in my career where I needed to make a change. And so without that steady income at that point, at the same level, it was easy to get behind on stuff. So then my credit tanked immediately in a very short amount of time. And so for me, it was getting to that place of, again, like, dang, there's something going on in my mind that haven't managed this yet.
Right.
So I needed help. Like, I knew I needed help. So I was looking for help, and then you popped up.
Boom.
And so that's how I got to where I am right now.
Boom. And thanks for sharing that, man. And do you remember, like, ballpark range right when you got to that place where your score was before we started working together?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was in the mid 500s or somewhere around there, maybe even low 500s. Like, it tanked hard when it tanked. So I think I had a credit score of over 700. My wife at the time had really decent credit, but then just going into that frenzy, I remember it was one Christmas, I just bought a bunch of stuff that we didn't need, and then got into a position where it's way overextended and couldn't pay it back.
Boom. Okay. And I can see how that can happen. And then since working with us, where have we been able to take you from where you were to where you are now?
Yeah, so just in the last few months, I know my score when we started was in the low to mid 500s. And then just checking the status update, you hit me up and walked me through logging on, and you showed me that my score was 726, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it just wowed me, really. Being able to entrust myself to your work. It's like, I was shocked at that point, really. So, yeah, from 530, 50 or something like that to 726 in just a matter of a few months is pretty incredible.
Yeah, man. So now that you have this score and you've gone through what you've gone through, what are you going to do differently now to make sure you maintain this and make sure you don't wind back up and don't repeat the same cycle that you were talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. So understanding now the difference between being a consumer and a producer, it's like using credit as a tool versus using it to just spend. Using it as a consumer is a different mindset than using it as a tool to build and to build wealth. So I'm still just at the beginning of that journey of really learning and reprogramming my mind to move in that way. So I'm just looking forward to learning more through your courses and learning how to actually apply good use to a good credit rating.
Boom. And what would you tell anybody who's on the fence about wanting to move forward with us specifically?
So there's a lot of stuff out there that most people just don't know. And so if you got somebody who's experienced, who's been through the process, who's done the study and the research, and who has access to the tools to be able to use the system as it was intended, because most of us get used by it.
Right. Ooh, that's good.
Then it's well worth whatever it takes to be able to get that in order. Being on the fence, I understand. It's just realize we don't know the value of the things that are out there. Like, our system is set up in a certain way to work for certain people and in a certain manner. And unless we have the knowledge of that, we can't interact with it the right way. So entrusting somebody who has that knowledge with walking you through the process is invaluable. Absolutely invaluable.
Boom. So what about those naysayers, man, that are negative? And I know we talked about this briefly before we even started having our conversation, that say, well, is this a scam? Are they legitimately doing this? Are they making this stuff up? What would you say to those people who are probably watching this video?
I understand. everything, a lot of things that we do in our culture is fear-based. And so it's understandable to be afraid. And that's what causes people to be naysayers. That's what causes people to have that mindset of like standoffish, thinking that somebody else is trying to take them. But if you're sitting here with bad credit right now, yes, it's your responsibility because you interacted with it in a certain way. But to a certain degree, you've already been scammed. You've been scammed. And so if you understand that, and then have somebody who you can at least trust a little bit, and then take some steps to move forward, you'll start to learn that, okay, this is actually set up in a certain way, and they do know how it's set up. These testimonials, people like myself, it's just all true. There's nothing, there's no value to make this stuff up. But yeah, realizing that like, yeah, you've already been scammed. And so stepping out of fear and then having just a little bit of faith towards something that could work good for you I think that's the way to go instead of living under that.
Boom, that's powerful, man. So now that you have stepped out on faith, and not only stepped out on faith, gotten the results with your actual credit, what is the future? And now I know you said through our platform you're still learning and getting coached, but what does the future hold for you now that you have this score and now you're being equipped with the knowledge with us?
Yeah, and I mean, the intention is to leverage it to build more. So using credit so that I can build more wealth instead of using credit so that I can spend all of my money. You know what I'm saying? Credit, somebody gives you a credit line, which is their money to use towards certain means and ends. It's like, right now my mindset is to build. And so if I can find an opportunity to leverage my credit score, to get access to things that I haven't had access to before that will allow me to build wealth eventually, then that's my intention. That's the goal. So whether that's some real estate, just getting into things that are actually appreciating assets versus things that are just wasteful. So it's the shift in mindset, man. It's like, instead of being a consumer, learning how to be a producer. Boom. And then using the tool of credit to do that.
Boom. And guys, Don just said a mouthful just now, because he came to us because he needed to fix his credit, but we are a comprehensive financial education platform, and that's exactly the way you want to use your credit, is to buy assets, things that are going to appreciate. And if you do want to buy something nice for yourself, let the asset that you use pay for the thing that you have nice. Don't get the credit and just rely solely on just yourself to pay it back. Leverage it like the other people who are around this world. I guess not even say the other people, the way it was intended, right? It was intended to be a tool. So if you can leverage the tool, you can put yourself in a better position financially. And then again, this is not about a race thing, but if you are watching this and you are African American or minority, just think, with the reprogramming of our mindsets, how we can collectively eliminate the wealth gap in the African American community by 10%, because now we have the tools and we have the leverage, like Don has said. That's all it is leverage. That's all it is leverage. So I don't have anything else, man. Do you have any final parting words you want to share with the people who are going to be watching this in the future?
No, man, just understanding that it's worth it. It's an invaluable adventure to step out into something that is obviously unknown, because if you knew about it, you would have done something differently up to this point. I would reiterate that, like, yo, you thinking that this is a scam, look at where you are right now with your bad credit and see that is a part of a scam. Like, there are people who are making so much money off of your lack of knowledge, and now you can do something about it. So
I don't have anything else to say, guys. So that being said, if you're watching this video and you want to see if we can potentially help you out, click the link wherever it is, book a call. You don't have to take my word for it. You can take action just like Don did, and just see if we can help you out. Everyone's not a good fit, but the people who are willing to be coachable and teachable and go through the process and are willing to change their mindset, if that's you, book the call. We're looking forward to potentially helping you out as well. And stay tuned for what we're going to show you. All right, man. That was epic. All right, what's going on, guys? So, like we were just on, you just heard the testimonial from Mr. Carter, but I just wanted to show his file so you can take a look at this and see the results. So, you can see as of the 28th, he's at a 726 credit score. And if we just go back and we look at credit reports, I just want to show you where he started. So, he started with us close to 90 days ago. So, back in January, actually, was it January? I think it was January, early January, late February. Uh, actually, not early January. So let's look at the 17th. So I think that's about when he started with us. So you can see he was at a 580 credit score. Had some negative items, some collection accounts we had to get removed. Had some closed accounts we had to address and get taken care of. And then we just refresh as of where we are now. Go back over to summary, and we can see he's at a 726 score. Collections are no longer there. We have gotten those things challenged and taken care of, and those closed accounts are removed. So, and this is his file, guys. So, if you still need help with helping, basically, if you need help, book a call. We are here to serve you. So, everyone's not a good fit, but the people that are a good fit, we get results typically within 90 to 100 days or less.